What are the things that destroy your arteries, that build up fatty plaques, the atherosclerosis in your carotids, in your coronary arteries that supply your heart? That can lead to a heart attack or a stroke. And can these fatty plaques in the blood vessels, atherosclerosis, be reversed? Is this regression possible? And what are the 10 foods that can reduce your chance of having this fatty deposit in your arteries? Well, that's today's topic. What are the 10 best foods for your circulation and the worst ones you should avoid? So stay until the end because you'll learn to keep your blood vessels healthy and clear out fatty plaques. And tell me, do you have fat plaques or poor circulation? What part of the world are you from? Right down there. Come on! We know that cardiovascular disease is the #1 cause of death in the world. We also know that changing your diet a little and exchanging bad habits for healthy habits makes all the difference. 3 things can destroy your arteries: inflammation, cholesterol deposits, atherosclerosis, and the formation of clots or emboli that have broken off from one place and fallen into a specific place, clogging a vessel of the lung or brain. That's why the most important thing is to recognize how to prevent your blood vessels from getting sick, to stop this destruction that happens to your arteries, and also to know that it is possible, yes, in some cases, to reverse the fat plates, based on numerous studies by solid scientists. Why is it essential for us to fight inflammation, to prevent clogs? You see, inside the arteries, which are like pipes that carry our blood to the organs and tissues, there is the endothelium, like a carpet that lines these pipes. And why is this endothelium important? It's responsible for vascular homeostasis. Vascular tone produces relaxation factors like nitric oxide that dilate the artery. It also makes blood flow laminar and fluid, maintains the balance between coagulation and fibrinolysis, and prevents clots. In addition, it repels circulating cholesterol from sticking to the vessel, penetrating it and causing plaques. You see, body inflammation causes endothelial dysfunction, which means all endothelium responses will be impaired. Instead of being repelled, cholesterol will be attracted to that dysfunctional point, which will be like tar. The cholesterol will stick there, forming fatty plaques. So inflammation and high cholesterol are terrible for your arteries. It's an explosive combination of phosphorus and gasoline. So understand that you have to decrease inflammation in the body. How do we do this? We have to attack the causes of inflammation. They are obesity, especially visceral belly. Smoking inflames all arteries, high blood pressure, sedentary lifestyle, stress, lack of sleep, high cholesterol, and avoiding an inflammatory diet. Let's break it down. First, look at your belly. Is it protruding? This causes inflammation. You must measure this. Get a tape measure. If you're a woman under 80 cm, that's right. And if you're a man under 102.2 cm, that's right. If you're above that, you must try to lose the belly. Eating the right 10 things, which I'll discuss at the end, will not offset that. So, because of this obesity, apples are the most dangerous. Visceral obesity acts as an endocrine organ. In addition, this fat produces hormones that increase your appetite, worsen your mood, and raise cortisol, the stress hormone. It also messes with the entire metabolism, increasing the risk of insulin resistance, prediabetes and diabetes, high blood pressure, and liver fat. You gotta lose belly! What makes your belly bigger and also makes your inflammation worse? First, ultra-processed foods contain preservatives that extend shelf life, flavorings, and artificial colors. They are cheap, which is why they are widely consumed. But they don't act like a bomb inside you. They are full of sugar, fats, and salt. In addition to having low nutritional value, people substitute a natural food that would be healthy for these industrial formulations, with several processing steps, with many things synthesized in labs that cause inflammation and cancer, all to last longer on the shelves or to improve their taste and appearance. Oh, I don't eat that. Will it be? Let's go. Stuffed cookies, Cheetos, packaged snacks, instant noodles like noodles, diet soda or not. What other foods increase belly fat and cause inflammation? You must have considered sugar. And you got it right. Sugar and fructose corn syrup are cheaper and considered worse than sugar. If you drink sodas or juice from a box or eat industrialized salad dressing, ketchup or mustard, cakes, canned fruits, jellies, and puddings, you are consuming these, greatly damaging your health. So you have to cut down on sugar and fructose corn syrup. Do you know those cereal bars? Watch out! They have a healthy appearance but are made with corn syrup and fructose, which makes them look like wolves in sheep's clothing. Other refined carbohydrates such as pasta, white rice, and white bread cause a spike in blood glucose and insulin. Several studies link this type of food to obesity, metabolic syndrome, type 2 diabetes, and other inflammatory conditions. So when you can, always use whole grain carbohydrates. Whole grain bread, whole grain pasta, brown rice. Other foods that are very bad for your arteries are trans fats. These were a disaster for humanity's health. Why trans fats? At the beginning of the last century, they figured out how to make oil look like saturated fat. So they hydrogenated and chemically altered the structure of unsaturated fats to make them more like saturated fats. Of course, someone pays the price. In 1980, they discovered an association of trans fats with heart attacks. They found that trans fat was worse than saturated fat because, in addition to increasing bad cholesterol and LDL, it lowered HDL, which is good cholesterol. It makes inflammation worse and is linked to diabetes and dementia. So we should avoid everything with hydrogenated or partially hydrogenated fat on the label, such as margarine, snacks, processed desserts, and fast foods. Finally, saturated fats. Saturated fats are solid at room temperature, such as coconut oil, top sirloin fat, whole milk with cream on top, butter, and red meat with that white fat that we see. Saturated fat also raises cholesterol, so I recommend eating more white meats like fish and poultry, restricting red meat to just 2 or 3 times a week, and always choosing leaner cuts. Here we talk about inflammation. And the cholesterol? Cholesterol isn't necessarily bad because your body needs it to build cell membranes and make some vitamins, like vitamin D hormones and bile salts. But too much cholesterol or if you have inflammation, it can be a problem. The primary source of cholesterol is the liver, not the diet. It produces 70–80% of circulating cholesterol. That's why your genetics have a lot to do with it. You must also do your blood tests to check your cholesterol level. What types of cholesterol are there? There are 2 main types of LDL. Bad cholesterol that deposits in the arteries and HDL, which is good cholesterol that manufactures hormones like testosterone. That's why it's a myth that those who take cholesterol medicine drop testosterone. Lie. It's the good cholesterol that makes testosterone, and it's the good cholesterol that plays the role of the sanitation worker in cleaning up LDL cholesterol. That's why you produce a lot of waste if you have a very high LDL. If your HDL is high, you have a lot of junk, which could prevent a bigger problem. Now, if your bad cholesterol is too high and you don't have a lot of garbage, you're going to deposit. This is especially true if you have the inflammation I discussed earlier, which we can see through a simple blood test called ultrasensitive C-reactive protein. If it's high, it increases your cardiovascular risk, causes a lot of pixie in your arteries, and clogs your circulating cholesterol. On the other hand, if your C-reactive protein is too low, even a little higher than normal, cholesterol won't do much harm. So that's why there are people with normal cholesterol who have a heart attack, and people with high cholesterol who don't have any plaque, precisely because more variables are involved. CRP, lipoprotein A. Now, to say that high LDL does not increase heart risk is absurd. It rises, yes, it forms atherosclerosis. And what are the 10 best foods to keep our arteries clean? Olive oil is the 10th food you should put on your plate. You can use it in salads, beans, or rice. Olive oil is rich in monounsaturated fatty acids that can lower LDL cholesterol. It is also rich in antioxidants and anti-inflammatory properties. Studies have shown a link between lower risks of cardiovascular disease, some cancers, and even dementia in people who consume more significant amounts of olive oil than those who use little or none. The 9th food is fish rich in omega-3. What are they? Salmon, tuna, trout, sardines, mackerel, and herring. These fish eat phytoplankton that contain omega-3 fatty acids. Omega-3 increases HDL cholesterol, which, as I said, is the choir's garbage. It can also reduce triglycerides, has an antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, and vasodilator effect, reduces planetary aggregation, and improves arteries. The 8th food is nuts. Almonds, walnuts, and chestnuts can improve blood cholesterol. All are good, but they are caloric and expensive, so eat little and do what is necessary. The 7th food you should eat is chia seeds. Chia seeds contain nutrients, including omega-3s, iron, calcium, and antioxidants. Chia seeds also contain a lot of fiber and mucilage, which gives them that gooey look. They improve cholesterol and triglycerides in the body. The 6th food is flaxseed. Some studies suggest that alpha-linolenic acid in flax seeds and flaxseed oil may benefit people with heart disease because it lowers blood pressure, lowers LDL cholesterol, and helps control blood sugar levels. Flaxseed is rich in phytosterols, which block the absorption of cholesterol by the intestine. The 5th food you should eat is oatmeal. Oats contain both soluble and insoluble fiber. They are also rich in beta-glucan, which improves cholesterol levels and reduces cardiovascular disease. That's why the oat has that seal from the Society of Cardiology. Eating 1.5 cups of cooked oatmeal daily can lower your cholesterol by 5–8%. The 4th food is beans. Black, white, and string beans are rich in soluble fiber. They also take time to digest, so you'll feel fuller for longer. If you don't like beans, chickpeas, lentils, and peas have the same benefit. Eating 3–4 cups can reduce LDL cholesterol by 5%. The 3rd food is avocado. Avocado is rich in monounsaturated fat and antioxidants like vitamin E, which has anti-inflammatory properties. Research suggests that adding avocados helps improve LDL cholesterol levels in overweight or obese people. The second food is dark chocolate with high cocoa levels. Cocoa flavonoids' positive impact on blood vessels and blood pressure is more than proven. Epicatechin, a flavonoid, is primarily responsible for its positive effects on vessels, including increasing the production of nitric oxide, which causes vasodilation. It also reduces inflammation and influences insulin resistance. Of course, no milk chocolate. It has to be chocolate with more than 70% cocoa. In addition, cocoa protects the nerves and benefits satiety, cognitive function, and mood. And the first food, red wine. Grapes contain many polyphenols. So is grape juice the same as red wine? Not quite. Red wine is better for you than grape juice because the fermentation process changes the composition of the juice, and the grape skin, which is full of antioxidants, is used in making wine. So much so that the color of the wine indicates how many polyphenols the drink has. Red has more than white, and white is more than beer. In addition, alcohol in small amounts reduces the risk of cardiovascular diseases. But wine is indeed a double-edged sword. If you overdo it, you will gain weight, and it can damage your liver and your brain. So enjoy in moderation. You think, okay, I understand that changing my diet and lifestyle can help me not to form plaques. But you already have plaques, you already have a stent, you have had a stroke or a heart attack. Is that all it takes? I do not think so. The only diet that has ever been proven to reverse and slow down atherosclerosis is a very restrictive diet, which is only for some. A 1980s study of 22 people found that a plant-based diet could reverse atherosclerosis in some arteries. In 2014, they tried to replicate this, and a study was published of nearly 200 patients on this plant-based diet that showed that 22% had confirmed reversal in some arteries. See, 22% was tiny and almost 80% had no impact. But this study didn't just rule out animal products, it also cut out vegetable oils, processed foods, sugar, refined carbohydrates, excess salt, fruit juice, and having plenty of avocados and nuts in the diet, as well as lots of physical activity. So look, an extremely restricted diet. I tried to do it, and it lasted less than 1 month. It didn't work for me, and I dropped out, and with questionable results. So if you already have atherosclerosis, it's not just diet and exercise. In this specific case, the doctor should prescribe medication for cholesterol to try to stabilize the plaques or even reverse them. What types of boards can we downsize? Especially those plaques rich in lipids, fats, and soft plaques. They are the most dangerous, the ones that cause the most heart attacks, but they are also the ones that have the most influence. Cholesterol medications, especially statins, can reduce plaque size, harden, and calcify it, reducing the risk of plaque rupture. Then they dry and harden the board. Intracoronary ultrasound studies show that plaque regression was more significant as bad cholesterol and LDL were reduced. With LDL around 80, half of the people had atherosclerosis regression, more than the people on the restricted diet. However, in that group where LDL was below 60 mg/dL, 90% of the lipid-rich plaques could show some regression. Regression does not mean that all plaques are gone. It means that the size of the plaque has been reduced from 50% to 40%. So we have 3 main cholesterol remedies on the market. Statins as simvastatin, rosuvastatin, atorvastatin, pitavastatin. They act on the liver, reducing the production of cholesterol. Another necessary cholesterol-lowering medication is ezetimibe, which reduces the absorption of cholesterol from the intestines. It is a weak drug in isolation, but if you combine it with a statin, the result is impressive because it blocks liver production and intestine absorption, having a synergistic effect. Of course, it's not just cholesterol medicine that's important. To obtain regression of the fat plaque, we must remove the causative agents: smoking, controlling blood pressure, exercising, managing stress, and sleeping better. There's no magic formula, but yes, plaque regression is possible. Follow what I said, and you will have healthy arteries and endothelium. That carpet is excellent and without inflammation. I want to ask you all a favor. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. By subscribing, you're helping us grow and ensuring you stay updated with valuable information. Sharing this video with your family and friends is crucial. You have no idea how it could positively impact someone's life who might be going through this. Also, giving it a thumbs up helps YouTube distribute this content to more people, including those who may not have access to doctors or specialized information. Together, we can make a difference. Thank you so much for watching and for all your support. Stay healthy, stay happy!